Good evening and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Laurie Hackett. And listeners, each month we get together and talk about nonprofits in the Valley, talk about events, activities, fundraisers, get to know volunteers and executive directors of nonprofits. And tonight we're doing just that. Really excited tonight. Two friends here in the studio. I say that every month, though. I always have friends in the studio. But we are here tonight talking about a really important nonprofit called Valley Youth House. And Valley Youth House is known to many of the people listening, I'm sure, but they have a signature event each year, and that's what we're here to talk about. So joining me here at the beautiful WDIY studios in South Bethlehem, we have Vicki Doule and Matthew Kennedy, and Vicki and Matthew are both co-chairs of Setting the Stage, which is the big event coming up for Valley Youth House. Welcome to you both.
It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Sure. And we were just talking before we went live. Matthew, you haven't been here to the studio before. What do you think?
Oh, it is absolutely beautiful, and it's an honor to be here.
Isn't it great? Well, thank you. And I know you are on the board of the Martin Guitar Foundation.
Yes.
And I know you provide support here to WDIY, which is so appreciated.
Big advocates for public radio.
Yes. Perfect. Well, let's jump right in. For people who are listening, what is Setting the Stage? Vicki.
So Setting the Stage is Valley Youth House's biggest fundraiser of the year for their programs. And it really, it's an event that highlights all the programs that Valley Youth House provides. And there's an honoree each year. This year, the honoree is Martin Guitar, Chris Martin, and Thomas Ripsum. But the importance of it as a fundraiser, it helps to pull the community together to really see the impact Valley Youth has on youth when they're the most vulnerable. It's a chance to showcase what Valley Youth House does and the impact they have on the youth's lives.
Wonderful.
It's amazing.
And Vicki, you're on the board of Valley Youth House.
I
Are you?
will be in the future.
Oh, great.
Yeah, later this year.
Great. That's wonderful because that gives you an extra reason. I mean, you're obviously that committed, so this was perfect. Matthew, how did you get so involved? I know your company and certainly Chris and Thomas are honorees, but talk about your involvement a little bit.
Sure. So Valley Youth House, in addition to WDOY and many other nonprofit organizations, the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation has supported Valley Youth House for, I'm going to say, 14 years now. Quiet support, obviously, through grants, but I got involved because I am part of the family with Martin Guitar. I've been with the company for 13 years, and I love supporting these types of events, and being a co-chair has just been an absolute pleasure, helping to organize, helping to get all of the materials together, and also helping to produce a very special custom guitar that it will be auctioned off at the event.
That is so exciting. Well, let's talk about the event. Let's keep everybody on the edge of their seats about the custom guitar for a minute here. Let's talk about the event itself. What, if somebody were to attend the event, which, by the way, the date is?
March 14th, Saturday, March 14th.
Saturday, March 14th. Talk a little bit about the event. What happens at the event?
So at the event, it runs for 2 hours from 4 to 6 o'clock. There's great food. Great camaraderie with the community. And when the actual program starts, it really gets into, Tom Harrington talks, many of us will talk at the event, and really gets into Valley Youth House programs and the impact they've had. For me, being involved for many years with this event, the thing that probably brings me to tears every time, and I know you're going to agree with me, is they will typically feature adult or young adult who's been through the program and been touched by Valley Youth House, who benefited from Valley Youth House's services. And when you hear the story and the stories, and you see how Valley Youth House changed their trajectory, it gives me goosebumps, and you realize by supporting and having philanthropy around Valley Youth House, the difference you're making in their life. And you see how they're having that positive impact on the community now and giving back. But when you hear their stories, that just is always the best moment, I think, of the event every year for me.
So it's a way to really bring to light and to life the mission of Valley Youth House by raising much needed funds for them to continue to keep kids safe, protected, and give them stable housing and really prepared for life.
Absolutely. It's like they say in their mission, they're that catalyst to take these youth and send them in that right direction. And I think the event showcases that very well. So you know where your dollars go and the impact they have.
Perfect. Matthew, this event is unique. We've all been to lots of galas and lunches and everything, and this event is a little bit unique. Could you tell our listeners, I know there's the first part, the reception, and then there's a concert. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So, I mean, I think Vicki did a wonderful job summarizing the impact and how important this type of event is, right? Valley Youth House, I think it's been since 1973. It's in 16 counties, and it's reached almost 500,000 young people served, right? So that is just unbelievable. So kind of the culmination of leading up to that event, right? We're going to have a wonderful musical guest and really bring home the evening and all the support continuing to benefit Valley Youth House and the youth that it serves, right? Setting that foundation for our future, right? We're a generational company. We have to think generationally and think into the future.
And each year, am I correct? Each year there is a company or a person that the committee decides to step forward and really shine a light on and honor. And how wonderful this year, certainly that it's Martin and Chris Martin and Thomas Ripsom as well. Matthew, when you first heard that Martin was going to be honored this year, what were your thoughts about that?
We always love the recognition for Martin Guitar, but we also love the recognition for organizations like Valley Youth House, right? This is about celebrating their good work, and us being a part of it to help celebrate with them is really just such a treat.
Let's get into the details of the event. I'm sure people out there listening are like, tell us more. Who's the musical artist? So, Vicki, if you could share a little bit about the artist and the concert and actually maybe share where the event happens on the 13th.
Yeah, and so the great question. So the event is at PPL Center. The Valley Youth House event portion is at the Renaissance Hotel, connected right to the PPL Center. Then everybody moves into the PPL Center for the Rod Stewart concert. So this year the artist is Rod Stewart, and we're super excited. He's a great entertainer. He's been around for a long time, and he still is rocking that stage. So it's the fun part about it is you go through the event, you feel really good and positive about Valley Youth House, and then you get to go to a concert and have fun right in downtown Allentown. It's all these things that make the Lehigh Valley such a great community. But it really is my favorite event of the year, and it's a fun way to end the night then, just enjoying the music and the camaraderie of everybody that's connected to Valley Youth House.
So Matthew, so we know it's Rod Stewart is the headline concert that this event goes to celebrate. Talk a little bit now about the special Martin guitar.
So for any of you listeners out there that know Martin Guitar and love Martin guitars, you will certainly know and recognize a D28, which is a flagship quintessential Martin guitar. So the custom guitar is going to be a D28 with a custom inlaid pickguard featuring the Valley Youth House logo in mother of pearl, as well as a custom label that will be signed by Tom Harrington, Thomas Ripsom, and Chris Martin. And I have it on good authority that the guitar will also be signed by Rod Stewart.
That's so exciting. That we've never had. I've attended this event as you both have in the past, but to have it signed by a superstar in Rod Stewart, that's so exciting. How will the guitar be auctioned off that night or raffled? What's that look like?
Yeah, so in the first part of the evening, we're going to have a auction for that instrument. And again, this has been donated by Martin Guitar to Valley Youth House, so all the proceeds are going to be towards the setting stage event, and then obviously funding and helping the programs that Valley Youth House delivers to youth all over this Commonwealth.
And Laurie, I think you're going to be the auctioneer. So you're going to do a fabulous job and raise tons of money, but what an awesome item to auction off.
Oh my gosh. Again, never have had anything like that.
One of a kind.
Yes.
Yeah,
literally.
It really is one of a kind.
I think people don't realize that, we hear a lot about, people who know, we hear about Valley Youth House, and we certainly love their work. But the importance of an event like this makes it possible for their incredible leader, Tom Harrington, the board, to really do their work, to meet so many needs across the region.
It really does, and that's the importance, like you said, of an event like this, to remind the business community, to remind the community in general of the work Valley Youth House does, and the funds are needed to continue that work, and no better way to showcase than at setting the stage.
Exactly. So, Vicki, let's talk about and then Matthew, to you. You are the executive with Capital Blue Cross.
I am.
And so supportive of so many things. For you, why this?
So from a personal and Capital Blue Cross perspective, there's a connection with Valley Youth House. Capital Blue Cross is also, we're headquartered in central Pennsylvania. Valley Youth House has their central Pennsylvania location. So our CEO, Todd Shamash, is involved with Valley Youth House, as are other senior leaders in our organization. And the Lehigh Valley component, I've been engaged and involved for years. And for me, when organizations impact our youth, it's really hard not to get involved and become part of that. So, and Capital's mission is about lifting up our communities, improving the health and well-being of our members and the communities in which they live. And there's really no better way to help our communities than by helping our youth who really need it the most and set them on, to a good future. So it's really easy for Capital as an organization to get behind, but also for me personally to get engaged and get behind, because you just know the impact we're all having by supporting Valley Youth House.
Exactly. Oh, so well said. And Matthew, talk a little bit about the culture, if you would, at Martin and the employees, because we know there's a lot of ways to give back. It could be a financial contribution. You are making this incredible donation of the guitar. What else about the culture really speaks to you about Martin and the family at Martin and the employees at Martin and giving back to community?
I think the Martin Guitar is, right, not just a company in the Lehigh Valley, but I think Chris Martin would say we're a member of the community as well. So the culture, philanthropy, the charitable giving, and volunteering is something that's really just kind of part of our DNA, right? As a almost 200-year-old company, you're part of a community, and part of your responsibility is giving back to that community. So we encourage senior leaders and executive leaders to be on nonprofit boards. We always participate in the United Way Day of Caring, being out there, being visible, and giving back the way that the community has given back to us is something that's just ingrained in who we are.
That's wonderful. And I know last year, a couple years ago, Chris Martin was the chair of the Lehigh Valley United Way campaign overall.
And Thomas Ripsom's now on the board as well.
Yes, he is. Yes. Matthew, where else are you involved? Where else do you take time out of your work and family to be involved as a volunteer?
Sure. So one of my other big honors, too, is I'm part of a Red Cross event committee that supports the Lehigh Valley Heroes Breakfast. So we honor veterans, active service members, and Good Samaritans who have gone above and beyond and given back to the community here in the Lehigh Valley. We put on an event as well, and all of that money supports our local Red Cross here in the Lehigh Valley. I also participate on a young professionals board for the biggest trade association in the music products industry called NAM, and I try not to spread myself too thin. So,
Right.
And then in addition to that, I've been a trustee for the Martin Guitar Charitable Foundation since 2020. So it's been such a blessing and such an honor to see the impact and see the support that we can help contribute, giving back to our communities.
And be part of that impact.
Exactly.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
And Vicki, where else do you volunteer?
So I volunteer in quite a few different areas. I'm on the United Way board with you. I'm on Northampton Community College's foundation board, another incredible organization locally that really impacts our young adults. I served on the Arts Quest board for 11 years. I just finished my term last year. I'm still engaged with some committees and really feel that connection to the arts, which is important. But those are, and then I'll be joining Valley Youth House's board hopefully later this year. And a lot of other things I am involved in, but those are some of the key ones that I work with. And I think giving back is so important, and as I've grown in my leadership career, I've learned the more I give back, I get so much more in return. And so that's why I always just try to get more involved, whether it's time, talent, treasure, because we're so fortunate. But I always get so much more back in return, so it feels selfish sometimes.
Right.
But it is really a good journey to be on and learn from.
Thank you for that. Well, our time is up, unfortunately, but as we close, I was wondering if somebody's listening and thinking about getting involved, small, big ways, what advice would you have for them? We'll start with you, Vicki.
I would give advice to really look for a mentor, attach yourself to a mentor, because oftentimes those mentors can help guide you to a nonprofit that you may be able to get involved with, whether it's a board or volunteering. I've been blessed with mentors in my lifetime, like you, Laurie, and people like Ann Baum, that helped me find my way and then kind of get into that groove myself of where do I want to get more involved. But I think mentorship is really important in that journey.
really great.
Wonderful.
Matthew, what are your thoughts?
I really think that there's no wrong way to give back, whether it's, I think you said time, talent, and treasure, right? I mean, I think that there's no effort that's too small. And just getting started, right? You can go to the Volunteer Center at Lehigh Valley to find opportunities to volunteer. That's actually how I started with some things. And you just use the networks that are available to you, and you start. You just have to start. And you start, you volunteer, and then you can get on an event committee, and then you can continue to support in bigger ways. But you got to get started, and there's no wrong way to get started.
So well said. Well, thank you. And again, listeners, we are joined tonight by Vicki Doule with Capital Blue Cross, Matthew Kennedy with Martin Guitar and the Martin Guitar Foundation. But today we were here talking about their role as co-chairs for Valley Youth House event called Setting the Stage, which is coming up in March. Thanks again for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
You
Thank you
bet.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Laurie Hackett. We just had a great conversation with Matthew Kennedy and Vicki Doule, who both serve as co-chairs for Setting the Stage, a wonderful event coming up for Valley Youth House. But now here in the studio is Jamie Connell. I've known Jamie for a really long time. Jamie, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I know you've not been to the studio before, but I know you've listened to the show. So, as you know, we just love to celebrate volunteers and just get to know people. What motivates you to give back? How does your company get involved in community? Is this a family thing that you learned from your parents and you're now passing on to yours? So those are the things we're going to talk about for the next 15 minutes. Sound good?
Great. I'm excited.
All right. So just to start, listeners, if you don't know Jamie, Jamie is the CEO of Connell Funeral Home. And this has been a family business for how long, Jamie?
So my great-grandfather started the business in 1919 on the south side of Bethlehem. So it's over 106 years old now, and we're excited to continue the tradition.
That's wonderful. And how many family members are involved in the business now?
So right now, myself and my cousin Matt are the owners. My brother John works with us as well, and my wife also helps us with some HR issues.
Oh, perfect.
So she helps us with payroll and all of those good things. So truly a family business.
Oh, that's wonderful. And how many locations do you have now?
We have 3 locations. We have a location in Bethlehem, a location in Hellertown, and then in Pennsburg in the upper Perkiomen Valley.
Great. And I know that Connell Funeral Home has been a real staple of certainly of Bethlehem. You growing up here, I know you went away to college, came back here, you're raising your family here. What is it about the Lehigh Valley that makes you want to have such a, stay with your very successful business and raise your family here?
The Lehigh Valley is so special. There are so many wonderful people here. It's interesting. When I came back from college, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I started working at the funeral home on a part-time basis and thought, well, we're really helping people. I think this is something that I can do. And Northampton Community College is right in the backyard. And they're one of 2 mortuary schools in the state. So it was a great fit for me. I was able to go to school a couple days and work at the funeral home a couple days until I got my license. So really special place.
That's wonderful. And I know you're raising kids here. They must see what you do. And of course, your wife, Angela Connell, an executive herself, HR expert, and does so much in community. But are your kids watching you? Do they? I know they're at that age that they might say, "You're great, Dad."
Sometimes. Yeah, so my kids are 16, 13, and 10. And we hope that they see us out in the community and serving people and helping as best we can. One of the things that we ask ourselves is, does this serve our vision? And we hope that serving in the community and helping others serves the vision, and we hope that they see that and just keep going into the next generation.
Exactly. And I'm sure when they were little, you sort of dragged them to events, and now they're having some opinions since they're in middle and high school.
Right.
But certainly, are you optimistic about, and you've got, a focus group of 3 at home with 3 little Connell boys. Are you optimistic about that generation stepping up to serve the way that you and Angela and your peers do?
It's funny when you read things about the next generation or you hear things on the news. it's one thing, but when you actually see the kids in action
Yes.
together,
Yep.
it's something different.
Yep.
At least the group of kids that my children hang around, they're all great kids, all do well in school. They're all very community oriented. They're now that especially the older ones are starting to look at college. They're starting to do some of that community service, get those hours,
Right, because they have to.
Right. But I think that'll just generate a little bit of interest in maybe some groups that they can belong to later.
Right. Wow, that's good to hear. What about you as a volunteer? Let's talk about some of the places you volunteer. And I know Northampton Community College Foundation. I know you were active, maybe still are, with the VNA at St. Luke's. Talk about some of those things you do, and then I'd be really interested, as I know listeners would, about why you do it and why those organizations.
So right now I'm very active with the Lehigh Valley Zoo Committee. Northampton Community College, the foundation board is big for me. They are tremendous in the community, very special people. From Dr. Ruth, down to all the staff, they're doing great things, and more to come on that. They're going to be expanding some of the offerings, and really special
Right.
people.
Dave Ruth was just on the show a couple of months ago. Dave was, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
So.
And Northampton holds a special place for me too, because when I came back from college, like I mentioned, I went to school at Northampton, but before that, I looked at going to a mortuary school in New York City. And when I was looking at the schools and where to live, some of the places where we looked at to live asked for a financial statement. At that time in my life, I didn't even know what a financial statement was.
Right.
So it was nice that I was able to come back
That's
home, and I
great.
found my spot there. Also, Arts Quest. Right now, I'm on the Performing Arts Board at Arts Quest. So all of the music and all the special things that go on at Arts Quest, I'm involved with that. The VNA, you mentioned the VNA. St. Luke's VNA holds a special place in my heart. Those hospice workers are angels in my eyes. I don't know how they do what they do, but they're certainly amazing people. And what we do as the funeral home is a continuation of the care that they provide. So they hold a special place in my heart. When I'm looking at where to place my time, usually what happens is I think, who are the leaders? Who are the people that are running the organizations? And you can look across the Lehigh Valley. There are so many organizations that have just these tremendous people that are leading the groups. And then I also look at, okay, are there staff? Are there staff involved? Because the biggest thing for me with kids and running a business is I don't have a whole lot of time.
Right.
So when I can give my time, I do, and it's very valuable. So when you have these organizations that have wonderful leadership and then tremendous staff, it just makes it such a great experience to serve on those boards and those organizations. And it truly feels like you're getting so much more in return than you're giving. It's really special. So many of the organizations that I'm involved with have all of those components.
Right. So those are the things. And you've got to be really picky with your time at this stage in your life.
Yeah.
It was probably easier when they were little. It's going to be easier when they, sorry to say, someday they're going to go on to college and out. And then you both will have more time. But that's so well said. Also, I know you're really supportive of United Way.
Yes.
We always talk about United Way here. How was that? I mean, that's an important family decision to be involved as leader donors. You have a young family. How did you and Angela arrive at that decision to support United Way?
So the United Way is another special organization. Angela and I had a conversation about what it would mean to give through the United Way. So most of our charitable giving at this point is through the United Way. We belong to the Tocqueville Society, which is just another organization, another group that has just the amazing people that are involved in the Lehigh Valley, and just have this service first, giving first attitude. And all of the events that the Tocqueville Society puts on, when you meet the other people, the other members, it's very clear how important the Lehigh Valley is to all those individuals.
Yep.
It's really great.
Yeah. I mean, United Way, what they do. I always think of it as I love to support United Way because they know how to fix. They know where the needs are, and so I can trust them. If it's food insecurity, if it's kids learning to read, I know that United Way is the experts and they're on it, and it feels so good to give to them.
Absolutely. And Marcy does a great job. There's another leader, right? She does
Exactly.
a great job.
Jill Wheeler, Chip. I mean, yes, we
Unbelievable.
could. When we think about the Lehigh Valley, Jamie, is there, and you think about how involved you are as a volunteer leader, are there skills that you've learned from volunteering that you bring to your work as a business owner? And are there leadership skills that you have at work that you take out when you serve?
Yeah, I think so. The first part of what I'd like to talk about for volunteering in serving is my parents. My parents were always, from the day I was born, giving back to the community. So I saw that. Yep. So to your point earlier, hopefully my children see that. But what you're able to get back when serving those different organizations, it really gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you an idea of truly helping people. And we also like to think about, how can we, as a company, how can we give back?
Yes.
Funeral homes is a little different because our marketing strategy isn't the same as maybe some others.
Right.
Most people aren't picking a funeral home from a billboard. But what that does is it gives us an opportunity to redirect some of our funds into the community and be involved with some of those things into the community. From a leadership perspective, what have I learned? I've learned to listen a lot. When I sit in these board meetings, I'm around much smarter people than I am, and I hear what they're saying, and I appreciate it. And sometimes I do take some of what I learned in these board meetings back to the office. But I think listening is the biggest thing, and finding where are the needs, what's needed in the community.
Yep, and where can you help to fill that? When you think about, again, we talked about the next generation coming up. If somebody was thinking about getting involved as a volunteer and they just weren't sure, and I'd love to hear people's answer to this question, what would you say to them? If people are like, yeah, volunteering's fine, I don't think it's for me, what would you say to them if they have that sort of hesitancy?
Find something that you love. There's definitely an organization in the Lehigh Valley that is focused on some type of passion that you have. Find an organization that you love and just reach out to them and say, how can I help? And in most cases, that organization will bring you in with open arms.
Yes.
and let you know how you might be able to help. But I think that's the biggest thing is get out there, try it.
Yep.
Try it. And even if you walk away with, that's not for me, there's another organization out there that's going to fit.
Exactly. Can you, as we were unfortunately at the end of our time together already, but in closing, Jamie, is there an example of when you were at a program, at a meeting, at an event with a nonprofit and you were like, yep, this moment, that kid, that whatever, this is why I'm here. This is why it matters. Any example you could share?
Sure. There are a couple, but one that stands out in particular is with the hospice organization. At some of our hospice organizations, we have staff come in and they'll share about their experiences kind of doing the work from day to day. And the feedback that we get from them, from the families that they're serving, are just unbelievable. It's like I mentioned earlier, they are special people. And when we hear stories about, they brought a horse in because the person loved riding horseback, and they just wanted to spend some time and pet a horse before they passed. Like, those stories are amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how you know exactly. Yep, this is why I'm here and this is why I'm doing
Absolutely.
it. Great. Jamie, as we close out, any final thoughts for our listeners? Anything we haven't talked about or a parting thought to share?
I don't think there's anything that we didn't speak about, but I would encourage anyone that is interested in getting in touch with some of the nonprofits, take that step, maybe get out of your comfort zone a little bit and
Yep.
what you'll receive back and the amazing people that you'll meet will really make your day.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much, Laurie.
Sure. And again, listeners, we were joined by Jamie Connell. Jamie is an active volunteer, leadership roles in so many places, and he is the CEO of Connell Funeral Home. A beautiful, how many years have you been?
106 years.
106 years of incredible operation with sincerity, with authenticity, and just a wonderful community partner in the Lehigh Valley. So, well, as we close out a closer look, again, we've had some wonderful guests here today. And listeners, this community is so special. And we are so lucky to live here, to have opportunities that we just talked about with Jamie. And again, join us every Monday night for all kinds of public affairs programming. And especially, we welcome you back always to A Closer Look. Good night.